Good morning, good day, good week, everyone. Welcome to the Captain's Corner. This is your place to get informed about first step to recovery and how Safe Harbor helps to create healthy and safe communities. My name is Kirsten. I am the first mate at the harbor. With me is the captain. Hi, Kath Hoffman.
Ahoy.
And our guest today is Lynn Jonasson, and he is the elder with Safe Harbor. And today we have a super interesting topic that is also related to a very special conference that is coming up this week. And we are talking about Wellbriety today. And we are super excited to welcome you, Lynn. Good morning, good day, good week. Hey, Lynn.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here.
Yes.
This morning, I guess I'm with the captain and the first mate. I must be the deckhand today. I'm glad to be with you. And
awesome.
I really, I was honored to be part of Safe Harbor Society. You know, our society is a place of welcoming and inclusiveness, and you know, our whole place here is about recovery, from the first part of the shelter to detox to housing to to recovery circles. So we have what we call the mini healing blankets here. You know, it's kind of a program that I don't even like to call it a program. I like to call it more of a ceremony that we introduce into any of our guests with Safe Harbor, that they could find a circle to share together, to be together, to have a place to talk about wellness. So we have a new term called Wellbriety. Wellbriety is a term that refers to any type of wellness, whether it's addiction, whether it's trauma, whether it's living with people with addiction, treatment. So Wellbriety encompasses our whole physical being, our emotional, our mind, our spiritual part of us.
Yes.
So we have been doing these circles for a long time at Safe Harbor. We started off sitting in circles by talking about sharing our stories. So our stories are part of our healing, our truth, and by sharing those things, we help each other heal. So many of our guests, have helped each other heal, have helped our staff even heal, because they come to a place of compassion, of caring, and that it is just a human relationship. I like to think of it as. So now we're the first certified detox recovery treatment center in Canada, recognized by White Bison organization out of Colorado. And that program we have here is it's called Medicine Wheel and 12-Step. And the medicine wheel is a circular way of healing, just like sitting in a circle. Any recovery circle we go to, whether it's AA, NA, CA, that Wellbriety is much the same. We sit in a circle, but we put the steps of AA in a circle, 3 steps in the east, 3 steps in the south, 3 in the west, and 3 in the north. And it welcomes all people, whatever culture they are, whatever age they are. So it makes a really, a wonderful circle of healing together. Now, we have had, it was
Lynn, I just want to point something out for everyone, because like you're just talking about the Wellbriety recovery program. I just want to point out for everyone here that Safe Harbor in Red Deer is the first one certified in whole Canada by the White Bison to offer this program. I think this is super special. I just want to point this out for everyone, because this is like really, I think, mind-blowing that we offer this here in Red Deer at Safe Harbor.
Yeah, it is. And
also with the Friendship Center, I think we got to mention our partners.
Yes.
Yes, the Friendship Center.
Yeah. So, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I think this is something like we really need. I just want to like say it out loud, like this is really special what we guys here together with our partners. So there is so there is Safe Harbor, the
Well,
Red
Urban
Deer
Language
Native.
Voices Society and
Yeah.
Friendship Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And this is work that all three of those organizations have been doing for a long time. We've been offering that Wellbriety medicine, if you will, to people for a long time, and it's been recognized and valued and is really taking off. The one thing that's interesting about the term Wellbriety, it's a play on the word sobriety. And I think that, as Lynn mentioned, that wellness is the key. And to put that well word in front of briety, if you will, just really shows people this is not just about sobriety. It's about being well, you know, and I think that's the beauty of it. And that's the appeal to so many people. Yeah, I lost what I was going to say, but it was going to be good. Maybe it'll come back. I don't know.
No, I think you hit it on the head there for sure, Kath and Kirsten.
Yeah. So Lynn, I would love to ask you about the conference that is coming up. So so can you tell us like what exactly is it? I saw like there are so many sponsors on the poster that we shared. So it seems to be something really special. So I think it's the first time that this it's an international conference here in Red Deer. And can you tell us a little bit like what is it and who is it for?
Yes, I could do that for sure. You know, the conference has been on the planning stages for quite a while now, about a year. I guess we've been talking about it and planning about it and asking our funders if they would support it. So, you know, the White Bison Hoop, this would be it has been here in Canada before, but this will be the first time like an international gathering where we have actually hosted it in our community, invited all recovery circles to come together, treatment programs, anyone that is dealing with healing, you know. And I think really most people are affected by something in those areas of addiction or, you know, of trauma. So so it's kind of open to anything. It's not really we don't have really any children services there, but it's mainly for people that really are in addiction or serving people with addiction. So, but also it's a lot for our Indigenous people. Our Indigenous people have suffered great trauma, you know, and the trauma was the underlying result from that led up to addiction. So we have elders speaking there. We're going to have ceremonies. We're going to have pipe ceremonies, we call them, where we make a prayer to the Creator each morning, and we're going to have recovery circles that invite everybody to come together. We're going to have a lot of good things. We're going to have laughter yoga. You know, we're going to have guest panel speakers. We're going to have special guests invited from different places. You know, and especially our captain's going to speak. You know, so we're really looking forward to that too. Yeah, it's just I think it's just going to be really a great place for people to come together to make good relationships, better relationships in our community, even, but also internationally, because we are recognized internationally across Canada. And a lot of institutions are taking notice of what we're doing today. We working with the city, we're working with governance, we're working with our people here in our community here. So it's really kind of bringing things all together in a good way.
So I have a question because I'm just looking at the at the agenda. So, and I see that there are breakout sessions. So I know there are speakers, and so, but during the breakout sessions, I see there's relationship and recovery, family and recovery, resilience and recovery. So is this something like a workshop kind of style, or is that, or is it more like speakers?
Not really a workshop style. I
Mhm.
think it's more of a presentation, but I think they will have a, you know, they'll of course they'll invite people to share and, you know, to speak. They'll be given an opportunity, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Do you know, as Lynn said, I'm doing a presentation on Friday at 3:30 for this conference, and I was in a bit of a panic about it because I found out I have to talk for an hour. And Lynn, of course, thought, well, that will be no problem for me. But this is what I've noticed as a white organization offering an Indigenous program for all these many years. Since 2007, 15 years, we have had a successful collaboration, if you will, between these two cultures. And it always had, sometimes it hasn't been easy, but it's always been worthwhile. And when we think of a typical conference, we think of getting it right, you know, or I do. I think, okay, I got to have this presentation. I got to have this PowerPoint to have to say really smart things or whatever. And then I remember in the Indigenous culture, there is such grace and there's so much, it's hard to explain unless you're in the room or you're in the circle to find out and to experience that, if you will, that blanket of love, where you don't have to have that stress. You don't have to worry that the creator is going to have it be exactly as it's how it's going to be. Whether or not you screw up or not, it doesn't matter. That stress just evaporated off of me last week when I was sitting with the planning committee. There's been a group, a wonderful group of people who've been working a long time to get this conference to where it is today. And Lynn and I have been part of that planning committee. They've been doing extraordinary work. And it's, when you ask Kirsten, who should go, who's aching for some love out there? Who's aching for a blanket of love that needs wrapping around them? And for whatever reason that might be, you know, maybe you have a family member who's been addicted and you just need to be with people who know that feeling and can envelop you in that blanket of love, right? So it's extraordinary. And if you need to come and catch your breath and have an exhale and sit down with some people who are all about wellness and love, then that's where you want to be for any day of that conference. You know, pop in for a day, come check it out, because I know 100% that you won't be disappointed or you won't be happy that you came. It's so welcoming, and that whole culture is just, it's so great. I can't say enough about it, obviously. So I'm not even worried. I didn't even worry about it all weekend. I just thought, okay, apparently the creator's going to guide me and tell me what should come out of my mouth. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. No, I think it's gonna be wonderful. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really wonderful thing for our community.
So so who is, because it's an international conference, like, are people coming from across the border? Like, is like, where, what do you think, Lynn?
Yes, there'll be a lot of people coming from the United States, from different parts of Canada. Some northern communities are very interested in coming over here. So we're gonna have a lot of different guests coming over here to be part of it. And they're very excited about coming here.
Lynn, explain about the hoop.
Well, the hoop is really one of those, it's a sacred, we call it a sacred bundle, that was a vision of Don Coy's. Bill Wilson had a vision in the 1930s of how AA was started, with because he was he was a very bad alcoholic. He had been out of institutions and asylums, and he'd almost given up hope. And he had this vision in a room where he said, "If there's a God, will you show yourself to me now?" And it was like a wind blew through his body. He said, and something just entered into him, and that's when he really went full force into developing AA along with Dr. Bob and the first 100 men and women. So Don Coy is the founder of White Bison, had a similar vision in the 80s or 90s. I can't remember what year exactly, but he had a vision that he had almost given up hope, and he had a dream. He had a dream about this sacred hoop, about these 4 willows standing in front of him, and the other willows attaching into the circle to this four willows, then all these eagle feathers attaching to the hoop. But he was so profound to him that he went to speak to the elders about him and told him about his journey with AA and what he learned from AA. And the elders told him, well, the AA is just how our people have always lived. We know we're powerless. We know we're not managers of anything. There's a creator, and we have to know our positive side or negative side. We have to be able to talk to it, to another human being, to God, to the creator. We have to be willing to always to work on ourselves, to seek forgiveness, to have good relationships with each other, our families and our communities, our nations. And we always have to be able to give back to our people, give back to our communities and our relatives, to the earth. And they said, so it is kind of a way of a life for us. And for your vision, they told him, the vision is something that you have to do. And they said, well, how am I going to do that? They said, well, first you have to make it exactly what you see in your dream. So that's what Don Coyas did. He got the willows, he got the hoop, he put it together. Then he said, what about the eagle feathers? He said, don't worry about it. Just put it out there. And he put it out there into the universe, and all these eagle feathers started coming to him from Canada, from the United States, from New Zealand, from Australia. And so he had, I think it was 101 eagle feathers on there now. So
Wow.
each eagle feather represents all these prayers that come to that sacred hoop, that everybody's praying for this unity, praying for forgiveness, praying to come together in a sacred circle of wellness. So that bundle's coming over here. It's traveled. They woke that bundle up by taking it into Sweat Lodge. People fasted for 4 days. Then they walked it across the United States, that bundle. They took it to institutions. They started up recovery programs in jails and institutions. Then they developed different programs of recovery. The Medicine Going 12 Steps, Fathers of Tradition, Mothers of Tradition, Warrior Down. So these are programs that we run here at Safe Harbor, some of them. And it's just a wonderful thing to even witness, because it's brought lots of healing to communities.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool. That gave me goosebumps.
Me too.
Yeah.
It is really.
Wow, really
so
cool.
We'll that bundle will be here probably on Wednesday. Yeah, so on Thursday we'll have a pipe ceremony with that bundle. Then as a registration, as the people come into the first, when we have the introduction on Thursday at 6:30, they'll be able to see the bundle. Some people will actually come there. They'll make special offerings to the creator, that everything for our community, for individuals.
Mm-hmm. So again, I'm just looking at the agenda and I'm getting excited now and want to come too. So I see, so 7 o'clock, like Wellbriety meeting, pipe ceremony and laughter yoga. So is this for everyone? Can you explain what a pipe ceremony is, for someone who has never attended something like that?
a pipe ceremony is a prayer ceremony. Like we have a sacred spiritual tool, a pipe made out of wood and rock. And we offer tobacco into the bowl representing the woman and the tree of life to come together. So what it represents prayers, all our prayers from all directions of creation to come together through that spiritual tool. And it's a very sacred ceremony that it has been used for centuries. So it is a prayer ceremony to ask for whatever may be asked. We're using this for our conference, of course, to honor that sacred hoop. All those prayers that are put into the hoop, that'll be our first prayers with the pipe. But one of our first prayers is about the source of life, that we always pray to the Creator that the sun will shine, and the air we breathe will be pure, the water will be pure, and our Mother Earth Spirit that we depend upon to live will always give us life. And our ancestors that have gone before us, because we believe that we all have an ancestor with the Creator, a grandmother, a grandfather, and we believe that we will all be together someday with them. So we always invite them to be with us in these ceremonies.
Wow, I love the wholeness of that conference. It feels really Wellbriety, because it's not just focus on, as Cass said, like sobriety. Like it's really about the whole wellness concept. And I really can feel when I look at the agenda that it's the spirit, the mind, the body, like it's everything included. This is like super cool. Actually, I've never seen something like this, to be honest.
No, I don't believe many people have seen it. It's probably the first time.
Yeah. So Lynn, tell me, like, if I would love to support, I'm interested in that topic, but I'm not in need of the service itself. Like, is it something for me that I should check out? Should I just come?
Of course. Yeah, no, a person wants to come and, just to come to be there, and it'll be very special for them, I'm sure.
And you're able to register just by walking in. So we had registrations in advance, but there will be room for you for walk-in registration too.
Okay, so let's talk about the details. So the conference is when?
It starts this Thursday and it runs till Sunday.
Okay, so I think it's the 22nd.
Yes,
so
22nd
September
to
22nd till Sunday, which is the 25th.
And it's at the Cambridge. And there's we have the agenda and everything on our website. Kirsten, I know you can put it on here again for people too.
Yes.
Where they can find that agenda and pop in.
Yes. And for everyone who wants to register in advance, that is possible too. We have the link on the website, and I will also post it with our conversation here in the comments.
Yeah. And it's only $65. Like you can go for 3 days for $65. And if people can't afford to come, they'll be welcomed as well. And there are sponsorships available. If you know of someone who wants to come but doesn't have the money, there are some sponsorships available too.
Awesome. And talking about sponsorships, Lynn, is there still the opportunity to become a sponsor for the event? Or is it too late now?
Yeah, we're always need the sponsorship, and to make it a successful event, I guess.
Okay, so if somebody is interested, I will maybe just also, should they use your contact info, your email?
Maybe Hans.
Or Hans,
I think Hans and Tanya.
Yeah, okay, so I will post that too. Awesome. Is there anything else, Lynn, Kath, that you would like to share?
No, I just look forward to seeing everybody come there. That's I'm getting excited for it. And thank you for everything. Thank you for all your work. We
are excited to co-host, I guess.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us today, Lynn.
Yeah.
And Kath, do you want to?
Well, do you know what? I remembered the smart thing I was going to say before, so I should say
Yes.
it again. And it's
Okay.
about that Wellbriety word. There's a gentleman who wrote a book called Chasing the Scream, and his name is Johann Hari. And that book is wonderful. There's also a TED Talk on it for people who may not read the book. But he has a terrific line in that book that fits very well with the idea of Wellbriety, the concept of Wellbriety, and that is that the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection. And I think that is it's a beautiful way to describe Wellbriety, you know, because we all know it's not enough to stop using substances if that's all that's changed, you know. There's a wellness that's required in all of those relationships we had that have been damaged, or, you know, and not even just through addiction. You know, people have that need for wellness because they've been walking in a fog of anger for years and they've hurt lots of people, right? It's that Wellbriety. That's what it is. And that's the beauty of it. That's what I love about it. The program also has a huge piece after, when people come to the circles or people have been through the programs, they are supported throughout. There's no end. You know, it's not the end of the circle. After the circle, they're connected to people in their community. Those community members are dedicated to helping continue that walk of wellness with them, right? So it's all encompassing, and it just ties in beautifully with what we know about wellness and recovery, and what we try and help each other with, because it's not those people out there with the addictions, it's all of us. You know, I go to that conference and I will get just as much for myself and my own healing than I will for the people that I'm serving, because there's just as much I have to heal as they do, you know, and that's the beauty of it. So it's going to be great. It's going to be really cool.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to have information tables set up to different things. White Buzzing's bringing a lot of their literature and stuff to share. And
yep. And some shopping. They'll have some merchandise to sell so we can be styling. Yeah. It's going to be great.
Good breakfast every morning.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Lynn, again, thank you very much. Kath,
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kath.
Steady as she goes.
Steady as she goes.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.